All right, here is a story in the time of I think the Rebbe that Tzemach Tzedek, I think so. There was a Chassid, an old Chassid, that he used to every year walk to the Rebbe for Tishrei. He would walk. He would start off days before and would walk. There's a thing in Judaism called schar psiot, the reward of taking steps. The more you walk, more energy you put into doing a good thing, and the more time is the more it refines and purifies the world and yourself, etc. So every year he would walk to the Rebbe, which that worked pretty good until he got to be about 70 years old. And Tishrei already in Russia is already starting to get, I guess, close to the winter. Remember, there's places in so it was winter. Sometimes it can be very cold. So he's walking, and every year, he's 70, 73, 70. He gets to be a man about 80 years old, and that's it. He started walking, and he really, the last 5 years, he really had to force himself, but he did it. But now his batteries just went out. They were running out, and it was in the middle, and it was a place where there was snow, and that slowed him down as well. So he was stuck in the snow, and he just couldn't lift his feet up anymore. It was just, he had been going on empty for the last, hour, half an hour. So he said to himself, well, maybe it was a foolish thing to do, but he said, at least I'll die. Everybody has to die sometimes, so at least I'll die going to the Rebbe. But then he started to think, yeah, but I'm going to die out here, and wolves will come and eat me up. I want a proper burial, and nobody's going to know where I am. All of a sudden, he hears in the distance, he's trying to keep positive thoughts in his mind, and he's getting colder and colder because he's not moving. Suddenly, he hears in the distance a wagon coming, a wagon. And he yells out, help, help. And the wagon driver comes next to him, drives in his way. And he sees it's a Gentile wagon driver. And he's got barrels, like 5, 6 barrels in the back of his. And he says, help me, I'm freezing to death. So the wagon driver says, okay, Jew, no problem. Puts his hand and picks him up, really strong guy. Said, but I got no place for you to sit. There's only one place, there's one chair in the front of this. He says, but if you can wedge yourself in between the barrels, as you consider, you can come with me, no problem. So he says, oh, thank you, I so appreciate it. And he rubs himself a little bit, and he gets between the barrels. So now he's sitting in the barrels. He's saved. He's protected from the wind, and he's moving. It saved him. I saved his life. And he's saying to the wagon driver, I'm so grateful to you. He says, no problem, no problem. Anyway, but he's got a big problem. He does have a big problem. His problem is that he's wedged over there, and he can't really move that much, a little bit. And he's really starting to get cold. So he noticed that on one of these barrels, that there's a little spigot on the barrel. So he figures what could be in the barrels. Maybe it's wine. Wine of the Gentiles is forbidden. Maybe it's oil. Maybe it's vinegar. So he says, well, let's see. So he opened the spigot a little tiny bit, and he felt it with his finger. It's not oil. And he smelled it. It's not vinegar. And he smelled it again. It's not wine. It doesn't wine. What is it? Vodka. The man has barrels of vodka. So he says to the driver, says, tell me, Ivan, can I take a little cup of vodka? A little cup? Says, sure, take a cup. You want to? Moishke. They used to call all the Jews, they would call them Moishke. Says, Moishke, kasher, Moishke. So he says, well, thank you very much. He says, but I want you to sing. He says, oh, no problem. He takes a little thing, drinks a little, and he drinks. Oh, he starts to feel good. Now he starts to feel good. He doesn't feel he's cold anymore. He feels happy. Can I take another cup? Sure. Takes another little cup. He shows him a little tiny cup. Takes a little cup. Takes a third, and he starts to sing. And he sings and he sings and he sings. Of course, the wagon didn't have a radio on it, so he was his radio. He was singing songs and he was happy. And they finally got near the city of Lubavitch, and he let him off, or maybe he took him to Lubavitch, whatever took him, let him off. And the Jew wanted to pay the Gentile, maybe did pay him, and they hugged each other, kissed each other. Thank you very much. He said, you made my ride pleasant. He said, you saved my life. God bless you, etc. This. He ran into the synagogue, and the Hasidim were sitting there, and they were sitting talking to one another. Maybe they were making l'chaim, singing together, whatever they were talking. And he pounded on the table, and he said, Hasidim, my dear brothers, oh, everybody was happy to see him. You made it. He says, yes, I made it a big miracle. He said, but I learned an amazing lesson just now. An amazing, amazing lesson. I want to tell everyone this lesson. It's a life-saving lesson. What's the lesson? Said, I was walking on the way here. I got stuck. I was freezing. A non-Jew picked me up. Wonderful person. I sat between the barrels. He was carrying barrels, and the barrel, one of the barrels, but I was freezing. I was freezing. I felt that another moment I'm going to freeze to death. It was so cold there. I couldn't move. I'm freezing. And so, but I noticed that there was a little spigot, and what I discovered that there was vodka in one of the barrels. And I asked him if I could drink. He said, yeah. So I took a drink and another drink, and all of a sudden I felt good. I felt really good. I felt warm. I felt happy. He says, what does that come to tell us? It says, the Torah is water. Water. And it says that the vodka is water with fire in it. Vodka is Torah, but it's godliness. It makes you alive, crazy. It says a person can be sitting in a place and he can be surrounded by Chassidut and Torah, and he can be freezing to death. But if you take a little tiny bit inside, if you understand one idea and you take it to heart, to yourself, then that'll warm you up. That'll warm you up. That's the importance of not just learning Chassidut, but thinking about what you learn and taking it to heart and taking it to soul and then taking it to your Jewish soul. And it wakes you up so that you feel crazy for the creator of the universe. Have a good day with Mashiach now.